Good morning. First off, it's 5:30 in the morning. I've been up for a while and I wrote this speech. Never thought in a million years I'd write a speech like this, but I did. And if you hear a noise in the background, a clicking, it's a clicking. It's from a battery in my clock on the wall, which I can't reach, and I have to get the speech done. So if you hear any clicking, sorry for that. It's called Help Me If You Can, I'm Feeling Down. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? Quote from a Beatles song. Never in a million years would I thought I'd do a video like this. But I'm not a quitter. I believe if you throw in the towel and check out, your soul never finds peace, and you hurt the ones you love and leave behind. I've had a great life with cerebral palsy. It has not been a typical life for me if you read my post or watch my videos. One really cool thing that happened to me in 1972 at Greendale High School was when the students got together and bought me my first electric wheelchair. I felt weird about it, but really appreciated it. And it's always been a cool memory. In 2008, a few people got together and helped me get my minivan. Close to 40,000 miles on it, and it was a 205 Dodge Caravan. I thought it would last forever for the amount of driving I did, doctor's appointments, and going to church. Just around town, that's where I would drive about, not very far out of town. 7 months ago, my lift started acting up. Started acting up. Got it fixed, and I put $1,000 into it. It worked and stopped, and I went back 3 times. It would work for a while and then stop working. The people at the shop said it was electrical problems and they were having a hard time figuring it out. The flu was pretty crazy, and I get Stellaris shots for my skin for psoriasis. But that weakens my immune system. So this was about in January, so I slowed down going to try to get the van fixed. In 208, also I have to watch my immune system. Before I got the van, I was hospitalized with pneumonia. I'm also allergic to the flu shot and the pneumonia shot, and I have to be careful around with people with colds or flu, and Stellaris weakens your immune system. So I would fire up the van and keep it charged. In April or early May, the battery went bad. So I went, and it was under warranty. Put the new one in and fired it up. In a few seconds, the van started up and then went out. And then we tried, but the car would not start. So I called up the tow truck, and I had it taken to this place, Electric Labs, that's been in business for over 100 years. And they could not get the tow truck, couldn't get the van in neutral, and the alarm kept going off. Well, they've been working on for the last few months on their spare time looking at it. Haven't really been charging me, trying to figure out what it was. And then it turns out that under the floorboard, there's a bunch of wiring that went bad. The computer's bad, and then 4 other things went out, and they're not sure why it did. And I guess it would cost about $4,000 for parts. But then Mike, the guy, he's He's not sure that even if they would redo everything, if the van would even start at all, so he doesn't feel comfortable with putting all this money and work into it. So it's kind of depressing there. I cannot ride in cars because I fractured my left knee in '07 for the fourth time, and since then I have not been able to stand, and with my right dislocated hip. So I have an electric wheelchair that reclines because 33 years ago I found out I have degenerative disc in my back. About 30 years ago I had started having problems with my bladder. A leg bag does not work for me. So in my cooler in my van, you will not find soda or beer. You'll probably see a urinal. We do what we have to do. They have vans that pick you up, and sometimes it is more than one person in the van, and they tie you down in the van with your wheelchair so it doesn't move around. But if my bladder acts up, that could be a problem, and they're not just going to pull over and stop and get out of the van and let me do what I have to do. My last shot for Stellara, my stomach acted up really bad, and I've had stomach issues since 7th grade. And my dad died of colon cancer, and I am past due on my colon checkup to see the specialist, but I've been waiting for the van to be repaired. Same with my dentist. I've had notices for that, and I lost the last few months a couple fillings. Just one the other day, a few days ago, and my mouth popped out. So I need to go there as soon as I get something going. Good thing that my foot doctor is only 2 buildings away, and I can roll over in my electric wheelchair to see him. Both legs I wear tight socks on them, and then they're wrapped up under the sock for compression. If not for him, who knows, maybe I still wouldn't have my feet today. So, um, and the reason for that is I'm not diabetic, but when I was younger, I smoked cigarettes, and it messed up my circulation. Um, I've called up a couple van places, and they say, well, you can get a 2016 for 29,000, and you can get older vans, but the prices aren't all that much different unless you go real low. And then they say, well, you could have similar issues with what you're having now. I've been looking online. If you are interested in what I type of van I use. It's AM vans and cars for sale vans. Those are the type of vans that I use. And those are what I'm looking at. Those of you who know me know I am stubborn and never like to ask anybody for help or put anybody out. At 5 years old with my cerebral palsy, taught me everybody has pain and problems in this life. Money and politics have always been a big issue. I have never liked to ask anybody for help because people work hard for money and it's their money. Before my mom died, she said I was at times stubborn and too independent. If anybody has any suggestions or who need tax write-offs next year or whatever, please let me know. Last night I was pretty sad. Turned down the TV and talked myself to sleep about what to do. I realize in a few years maybe I won't be able to drive, but we could put back in the driver's seat and somebody would drive me to doctors if that comes to be. Thanks for watching my video. I have never liked to be a pain in the ass or a bother to anybody. I hope this is not the end of my driving days, but it could be. Thanks again, and have a good day. Bye for now.